Good morning everyone. In today's lecture we will discuss about the issues faced by Panchayati Raj institution and suggestion to overcome those issues. As we have already discussed that rural development is one of the main objectives of Panchayati Raj institution. Uh, for this, there were a number of committees appointed by Government of India to study the implementation of self-government at rural level and recommend steps in achieving this goal. Balwant Rai Mehta was the parliamentarian who is credited for pioneering the concept of Panchayati Raj in India. He is also known as father of Panchayati Raj. Now let's see what are the issues faced by Panchayati Raj institution. The main problem remains the lack of adequate finance. There is a need to enlarge the domain of panchayats to be able to raise their own funds. Apart from this, the interference of politicians also adversely affect their performance. The 73rd Amendment only mandated the creation of local self-governing bodies and left the decision to delegate powers, functions, finance to state legislatures and thereby and therein lies the failure of Panchayati Raj institutions. The transfer of various governance functions like provision of education, health, sanitization, water are not mandated. Instead, the amendment listed the functions that could be transferred and left it to the state legislature to actually devolve functions. And there has been a very little devolution of authorities and functions. Because these functions are never devolved, state executive authorities have proliferated to carry out this function. The most they have carried out for this function. The major failure of amendment is lack of finance for Panchayati Raj institution. Local government can either raise their own revenue through local tax or raise intergovernmental transfer. Intergovernmental transfer is where the state government devolve a certain percentage of their revenue to Panchayati Raj institutions. The constitutional amendment created provision for state finance commissions to recommend the revenue shares between state and local governments. However, these are mere recommendations. State government are not bound by them. Though finance commission at every level have been advocated for greater devolution of fund, there have been a little action by state to devolve funds. Also, Panchayati Raj institutions are reluctant to take projects that require any meaningful financial outlay and are often unable to solve even the basic local governance need. Apart from this, Panchayati Raj institution also suffer from structural deficiencies. That is, no secretarial support or lower level of technical knowledge, which restricted the aggregation of bottom-up planning. Though women and SC/STs have got representation in Panchayati Raj institution through reservation mandated by 73rd Amendment, but there is a presence of Panchpati and proxy representation in case of women and ST/SC representative respectively. The issue of ambiguity in division of action and funds have allowed concentration of power with the states and thereby restraining the elective representative who are more aware and sensitive to the ground level issues to take control. So these were the issues faced by Panchayati Raj institution. And now we will discuss the suggestion. The genuine fiscal federalism, that is the fiscal authority accompanied by fiscal responsibility, can provide a long-term solution. Without this, Panchayati Raj institution will remain only an expensive failure. The sixth report of second ARC, Local Governance Inspiring Journey into Future, has recommended that there should be a clear-cut demarcation of functions of each tier of the government. The state should adopt the concept of activity mapping, wherein each state clearly delineates the responsibility and role of different tiers of government in respect to subjects listed in Schedule 11th. The subjects should be divided and assigned to different tier on basis of accountability to the public. And there is a need for bottom-up planning, especially at district level, based on grassroots input received from Gram Sabha. The center also needs to financially incentivize the states to encourage effective devolutions to the panchayats in the function, finance, and functionaries. Training should be provided to local representatives to develop expertise so that they can contribute more in planning and implementation of policies and programs. To solve the problem of proxy representation, social empowerment must precede the political empowerment. Recently, states like Rajasthan and Haryana have set up certain minimum qualification standard for punch elections. Such necessary eligibility can help in improving effectiveness of governance mechanism. There should be a clear mechanism to ensure the state compile the constitutional provisions, particularly in appointment and implementation of recommendation of state finance commissions. Now we'll see the way forward. As we know, the need of hour is to bring about a holistic change in lives of beneficiaries among the villagers by uplifting their socio-economic and health status through effective linkage through community, governmental, and other developmental agencies. Government should take remedial actions in interest of democracy, social inclusion, cooperative federalism. People's demand for sustainable decentralization and advocacy should focus on decentralization agenda. The framework need to be evolved to accommodate the demand of decentralization. It is important to have a clarity in assignment of functions, and the local government should have a clear and independent source of financing. So these were the issues and faced by Panchayati Raj institution, and we have also discussed the suggestion to overcome those issues. Thank you for watching.